Okay, so today's video is about a pit I just fell into. Actually, it's the second time I've fallen into the same kind of pit, so I figure it's worth sharing. It'll probably save you lots of time, money, and energy. So a couple of days ago, I asked my Hermes agent to help me build out my company's database architecture because I was about to migrate everything of Notion onto my own server. And it just nuked my entire database, like completely unrecoverable. Lucky for me, I keep backups. Notion copy, local copy, NAS copy. I'm pretty paranoid about backups, so no real damage. Just 2 days of my life gone. Let me be super clear up front. I love Hermes Agent. I run it on my own server, and it's basically running my whole life. My work, my creative stuff, everything. This video isn't me complaining about Hermes. It's about how you should pick the right agent based on the complexity of what you're actually trying to do. One more thing I want to flag right away. I don't think this is a model problem. You're not running a 7B parameter model anymore, right? We're all on the same APIs. DeepSeek V4 Pro, Xiaomi 2.5 Pro, Minimax M3, that tier. I don't believe any of those can't handle a middle-sized project like mine, because here's what happened. Later on, I ran the exact same model inside a different agent, and it solved the problem just fine. Which is why when I scroll through comments, I find this whole phenomenon really fascinating. People absolutely slobbering over one model, then on the next video, different people calling the exact same model a complete idiot. Same model, same API. So how is that some people swear by it and other people swear at it though? When something goes wrong, most people's first instinct is, oh, it must be my prompts, or did I mess up a setting somewhere, or is this model having a dumb day? And sure, all of these are possible, all of those could be real, but there's one possibility a lot of people overlook, and that's what today's video is about. You picked the wrong agent, and here's what happened. So here's the story. The other day I was building out a database for my company. Because I've been using Hermes so much lately, I got overconfident. I didn't really think about it, just let it rip. And problems started piling up fast. For example, every couple minutes it pops up asking for my approval. That was actually the first warning bell. See, I already have automatic review turned on. The agent is supposed to judge for itself whether a command is dangerous. If it's dangerous, it comes to me, the user, ask for permission. For normal tasks, this almost never triggers because the agent can tell on its own that it's fine. But on this bigger task, or when I give it a strict instruction like absolutely do not break my database, Hermes' own safety gate couldn't keep up. It started being unable to judge for itself whether it even had permission to do a thing. So it really did come to me every minute asking for permission. That's super annoying. I had to babysit it like a nanny. But you also can't just disable the safety gate and let it YOLO, or your server is going to be gone. I learned that one the hard way. At first, I just handed over all permissions. One day, it straight up deleted my SSH key. Good thing I had a backdoor, otherwise it would have been a nightmare. After that, I layered on like 5 different safety policies before things got stable. But the permission prompts were still small problems. They wouldn't actually destroy everything. The real problem came later. When I was optimizing the database, I had one session open writing the database code. In the middle of that, I thought of something, a small detail in another part I wanted to optimize. So I opened a new session, asked one quick question about the optimization, and went to make dinner. You know how it is. The only time us humans can do anything productive anymore is while we are waiting for the AI to respond back. So I went to go cook. But surprise, surprise, all I did was ask her a question, and behind the scenes it just started sneaking around doing stuff. Anyone who's used a Hermes agent knows exactly what I'm talking about. It has this unstoppable initiative. You try to ask it one thing and it just goes and does the entire job for you anyway. So by the time I got back, it was too late. I had asked it one design question and it took that as a signal to go improve the whole database. It had been rummaging around in there. I came back, my heart just dropped. I went back to look at the other session, the one I'd originally opened to actually work on the database, and sure enough, it was deep in a spiral. Wrong paths, rewrites, more wrong paths, more rewrites, total confusion. It's self-doubting for its life. The 2 sessions were editing each other, like 2 people trying to build the same Lego set, blindfolded, with no idea the other one even exists. I just put that piece right there a minute ago. Where did it go? In the middle of all this chaos, both sessions were chugging through context like crazy, and that triggered the context compression. And context compression is great because now it can't even remember what it did. It thinks it's hallucinating. Anyway, Long story short, the whole database got destroyed. It told me itself, it's gone, it can't be fixed. But hey, at least they were both forced to stop eventually because they blew through my 5-hour token plan limit. I genuinely thank my past self for using a token plan. So I had to pull the backup and start fresh. And this time, no, I didn't use Hermes again. I installed Claude Code on the same server, same model, same requirement stock. And Claude Code just took over and got the job done, start to finish. It took way longer, sure, and it burned through way more tokens, for sure. But honestly, I barely had to think about it. And one thing was really different. Claude's questions were genuinely meaningful. Like, when I gave Hermes the exact same requirements, Hermes asked about maybe 3 or 4 questions, and half of them were surface level. The kind of stuff you just look at the AI and go, dude, use your head. You don't have to ask me for that. Either it was asking just to ask, or it was just asking about my preferences. Claude's questions, on the other hand, were fundamental. Really fundamental. The kind where you're sitting there like, wow, why didn't I think of that question from the start? And while I was answering them, I actually got a deeper understanding of my own project. Then once it started working, it wrote out this super detailed plan with all tasks and steps. And throughout the whole execution, not once did it ask me for permission. I had it on auto too, same self-review mechanism. I didn't even put it in YOLO mode. Although back in the days where there's no auto mode, I just put it in YOLO mode because I kinda trust Claude Code for that. So it was just making its own judgment calls on the whole way through. And none of them needed my actual review. But Hermes, on the same task on auto, was triggering a permission prompt every single minute. And as you may know, this kind of thing has happened to me before. Back when DeepSeek was my main model, because Hermes Agent on the server felt so good. I got cocky and tried using Hermes Desktop on my local machine for local development. That also drove me up the wall. I spent a whole day on it, burned through like 300 million to 500 million tokens, who even counts? And it just kept going in circles mindlessly. Then I switched to Resonix, an agent specifically optimized for DeepSeek's caching mechanism, with DeepSeek V4 Pro doing the planning and DeepSeek V4 Flash doing the actual code execution. And a lot of problems Hermes had been bashing its head against just resolved on the spot. Yes, Resonix used more tokens too, but its cache hit rate was way higher, so basically I got more tokens of work done for the same money. So, putting all that together, here's the conclusion. You think you're saying the same thing to the same model, but once it passes through that agent layer, the model is actually seeing a completely different problem. Why does this happen? I love this analogy for explaining it. The model is the engine. Same engine, put in different car, you got a completely different driving experience. An engine alone doesn't move. You need wheels, a steering wheel, a chassis, suspension, brakes, plus navigation and self-driving in this day and age. All of that packaged together is what regular users actually touch, like ChatGPT, Gemini, from the engine to the wheels to the self-driving, all pre-assembled for you. You sit down in the passenger seat, tell the self-driving where to go, and the car just goes. Slightly more advanced users, that's us. We're basically assembling the car ourselves. We pick our own engine, our own chassis, or the parts we like. The agent, that's the whole car system. It's what understands the task, codes the tools, and keeps executing. The model sets the upper limit of the car's power. The agent framework decides whether the car can even move, whether it drives well, and how it drives. Floor it and charge ahead, or wait at the green light to confirm 3 more times before going. ChatGPT and those packaged AI services feel so good because every part of that car was tuned and assembled specifically for that car. When we do Hermes Agent or whatever agent plus a model API, the DIY build, any one link in that chain being off and crash into a wall, drive off a cliff, drop into a lake, there's always one ending waiting for you. In other words, the pit I fell into these past couple of days was taking a mobility scooter off-roading in the desert. And the mobility scooter, of course, is a Hermes Agent. Calling Hermes a scooter isn't saying it's bad, it's saying it's really good. It's perfect for zipping around the city, quick and easy. It covers like 90% of my daily needs. Where Hermes Agent shines most for me is on the server. For simple or medium tasks, like deploying a to-do list app, it just hammers through it without breaking a sweat. It's glorious. One sentence from me, it handles the whole thing end to end. After it's done, it updates its own skills, updates its own memory. Next time, same task, even faster, even better. In that mode, it's really my favorite scooter. But the moment task complexity climbs a step and you have specific precision requirements, now you gotta cross a desert, or you need to actually sit down and think about what you're doing. Is your project's next step a throwaway web page where a mistake means delete and redo? Or is it your company's database, financial records, production config, where one wrong move takes out the whole chain with it? Is the change you're about to make a single HTML tweak? Or is it a long task that touches files across a bunch of folders and needs to track state for every single file? High complexity, high stakes, cross-system work needs stronger planning ability, plus smarter proactive control over permission and blast radius. For that kind of work, I'm not using Hermes Agent anymore. 3 strikes, I'm out. If I need to off-road in the desert, I need an off-roader like Claude Code, the kind that checks the route, fuel level, and vehicle condition before pulling out. And yeah, I know Hermes Agent already has a skill that let it use Claude Code, but those aren't really stable yet. I'll be testing them more going forward. The ideal end state, I think, would be I tell Hermes Agent, I want to do this thing, and it evaluates the task itself. If it thinks, yeah, this is easy, 10 minutes, I'll do it, then it does it. If it thinks, this is a little tricky, then it goes and uses Claude Code to get it done properly. I think only at that level does this stuff actually go mainstream. Which is why I'm really excited that DeepSeek is hiring to build their own harness. That's like the manufacturer building a custom car system for their own engine. I just have no idea when we'll get it. So here is the actual struggle I had past couple days. Okay, if you got something out of this, leave a like and don't forget to subscribe. If not, watch another one. See you next time.